All right, here it is. My AKASO EK7000 Pro action cam. This thing packs a wallop, guys. I mean, you got integrated wireless network, adjustable view angle lens, 2.4 gigahertz remote, a 2-inch IPS touchscreen display, micro SD card slot. Mounts and accessories included: input, output, HDMI, definitely high. It's got 4K high def. It's got 1080p, 720p. Wow. You get 2 batteries, a waterproof case, wireless connection, multi-language, image stabilization. Wow. This sounds like a great deal. So let's tear this thing apart and go for it. I actually got this action cam because I want to do some like time lapse on my 3D printer, and I'm a huge fan of wireless cameras. So I figure I could just even monitor it from inside of my house. You know, I mean, sure, I have IP cameras throughout the house, but it's nice having just a portable something or another and be able to do a time lapse. All right, let's take this top off. And by the way, I'm not endorsed by AKASO or however you name this company. I'm just going to put this box off to the side. No reason to do any advertising for them than I already am. I just, like I said, found this cheap. I just wanted something with wireless integration, and this came up. So I had pretty good reviews on Amazon, so why not? This box is not exactly ideal to open, but I managed to do so. Wow! This little box is just packed with stuff. I mean, I'm not going to go through all this as I'm emptying it because it just feels like it's a never-ending bunch of stuff in here. When they say accessories, I mean, they're really not kidding. I feel like I'm not even making a dent. Both hands pulling stuff out, left, right, left, right. I just don't get it. Anyways, let's just dump this thing out and call it a day. I mean, really, it's just getting frustrating at this point. And speaking about frustrating, how am I going to get this thing off of here? Usually you just squeeze these GoPro style mounts and you just slide it off. But, oh, really? Someone, sorry it's off camera here, but someone put a rubber band around there, basically preventing it from sliding around. So let's tilt this and squeeze this and push it out. I mean, to me, it would have been nice if this was actually a real mount that I could reuse, but it's not. It's just attached to a cardboard box. All right, let's just move all this stuff out of the way and break down what we got in accessories. All right, let's run through this. You get a remote, a handlebar mount, 2 tripod adapters, another secure mount, a helmet mount. I have no idea what that one is. Belt clip, 2 mounts for helmets, a wrist strap for your remote when the camera's out of the case, a mount for the tripod, a clear back extra case cover, some Velcro straps, some tie wraps, batteries, the charger, USB cable, the camera and case, reference guides. You get a lot of stuff. All right, let's charge this up because you got to charge before you play. And let's take a look at this quick reference guide. Yep, it's quick. It just tells you the app to use for using the Wi-Fi. This number 7 is basically the only thing I'm concerned about because all the rest is in different languages. Okay, let's peel off the protective film. Protection is key, but not anymore. Wow, this case actually looks pretty nice. It's definitely GoPro-esque. I mean, you know, everything's a knockoff because GoPro was like the ones that did it. But pulling it up for the first time, nice tight seal. Let's take this out. It's got a feel of pretty cheap plastic. You got your HDMI and USB on the side there. You get your get starting warning you, hey, better charge up your batteries before you put that in this high precision instrument. Okay, that's great. Another protective film on the front of the lens. We'll take that off. And let's see here. Batteries are now fully charged. I've waited almost about an hour. And there's a little door on the bottom. And this door is not exactly easy to get off for the first time. It's definitely keyed. You can only put it in one way. And just slide it in. Actually, it's a pretty snug fit. It's confident fit. Snap this door back on. Again, this door just feels pretty darn cheap. I mean, but it is what it is. The front mode button, you just hold it in and it'll power up. All right. Yep. I don't have an SD card in here yet, but let's run through this menu. Wow, surprisingly, this display is very legible and it is pretty responsive. I'm pretty impressed right now. Basically, you can't scroll on the screen. You have to use the side buttons to navigate around. I'm just fooling around with some of the settings here, but yeah, it's display is actually really crisp. I'm pretty impressed. Now, this camera was $40. I was not expecting this type of quality, believe it or not. You're sure the camera feels cheap, but this, not too bad. Yeah, I'm just going through some of the settings here. There's a lot to go through, believe it or not. This camera has probably a lot more than what I'm going to use it for. You have your 4K, and then you get into your high def and 720p settings here. Image stabilization, it's just, I mean, really, here's your angles, super wide, which is already on. But yeah, it's definitely not too bad. You got your driving mode, loop recording, time lapse, which is, I like setting mine to literally every second. But if you're doing longer shots, it's probably do it for, more seconds. But yeah, I think I just set it to 1 because I like it that way. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I did not expect something like this. But you saw that I hit the top button that selects, your menu. Now, date, timestamp, I hate that, so I'm not even going to set it. Exposure, video, photo resolution. I really won't use this for still shots. I whatever. So, anyways, it's a lot of stuff in here. Like I said, special effects. Whatever, sounds, I care less. I kind of like having sounds on mine, but even that stupid startup sound, but at least then it's powered on, right? So what else we got here? Upside down, so that's like if you have it in your car as a dash cam, you just mount it upside down. So I don't know why you wouldn't have it right side up, but whatever. It doesn't even come with a mount for the car. Yeah, this is where you format your SD card and stuff, and reset the camera. Oh, actually, yeah, I want to walk through the Wi-Fi here real quick. Sorry, I need to adjust here, but it actually says the Wi-Fi code on here, so you can turn it on and off here. You cannot use the time lapse with the Wi-Fi at the same time. So it's pretty intuitive. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm pretty impressed with how the display, how responsive it is. But I think now it's time to start testing it. I'm gonna turn on the Wi-Fi, and I think my dog Bear really wants to participate in this. So let's get going. All right, we have Bear Cam at 4K. This is the highest resolution this camera can record at, which is, I guess it says 4K on the box. I'm pretty impressed here. It's got some pretty good quality imagery here. I'll probably always use the wide angle lens. I just think you get a lot more for it. I'm going to be, if you pay attention to the upper left, I'm going to be switching that subscribe to the Wi-Fi control. You'll see that what's on the Bear Cam is what you see on your phone. It's pretty cool. I can't tell you how much I'm a fan of Wi-Fi enabled cameras, so it just makes everything so much easier. When you're viewing it on your phone, though, it seems like it's laggy, and you're like, wow, is this how the video is going to be? It just shakes, and the camera stays amazing. But you know what? It's actually pretty darn clear. So as you see, it's kind of dusk out, but I think it's performed quite well. The next setting for Bear Cam will be the 1080p Full HD without image stabilization. You cannot run image stabilization while on this camera while you're in 4K. It just won't do it. There's no option, so you have to have it at 1080p or lower. And again, I think this is looking pretty good. It's dusk out. He's always looking behind him because he's looking to make sure I'm there. He's pretty well off-leash trained. I worked really hard with our dogs to make sure. I just say go, and you see he runs. It's just, he's very intelligent. And of course, he's got the Bears collar on, so he's got to support our football team. So the next one is going to be Bear Cam with full HD, 1080p, and image stabilization on. I don't think he's going to tire of participating. You'll see here, he's going to just look back. Hey, are you still there? I'm trying to tell him to go, 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 because I want him to actually like jog a little. Honestly, I don't see any difference between the stabilization on or off. I think this is definitely one of the shortcomings of the camera, but you could be the judge of that. I don't think, honestly, it's any smoother. He's doing a light jog, and it's just bouncing everywhere. But honestly, I don't know if I would be using it anyways. We have some older types of these cameras, and you know what? The build quality is pretty good, and that's without any image stabilization. So, and he's coming right towards me. I did throw a stick one time, but that camera didn't. It just bounced, and it was horrible to watch. Next, I think it's time to do some water testing. And I'm talking about a different way of doing it. I'm talking about, does it make good coffee? Here's my coffee mug. I got it from Disney. It was with Animal Kingdom, and it's based off the tree that's there. And I think it's time to see how well it makes coffee. Here's this thing with up Keurig, and let's put it in there. Put some ice. I don't really want to melt it, but let's just see. I mean, it's a test, right? How durable is this thing? And does it make a good cup of joe? Now there isn't any holes on this camera case, and you notice that you can still hear some stuff, right? But you're hearing stuff hitting the plastic. And right now I'm going to pour some milk in there, and this cup is still very noticeably warm. Adding ice just helped a little bit. I just wanted to make sure I didn't melt any of the plastic while it was going through. I think that's kind of unfair, but if you're in a hot tub, hey, who knows, right? It get dropped in there, and that's a pretty hot temperature, right? Just floating around, having a good time. So let's just take it out, and I think it's time for the next test. What is it? Well, we're going to mount that camera to this clip and put this flashlight into the dishwasher. I think since it's nice and dirty, it's time for another test. I'm basically calling this my rain test. I actually ran this in here for a full cycle. Well, until the battery warning came up on the cell phone for the Wi-Fi enabled. So you're only going to get a glimpse of this, and I think it's kind of cool who actually puts a camera in their dishwasher. And remember, this dishwasher actually has a heating element, so it gets pretty hot and steamy in here. And this camera performed beautifully. I mean, I was shocked that it worked this well in here. I mean, it's kind of funny. All right, I guess now this is done. Next is nighttime, right? I said that you could use this as a dash cam. Well, you be the judge of this. I really don't think this makes a good dash cam. I mean, this is just outside my house. Yeah, it's, one thing that's good about my house is to the right of me is a parking lot. I have no neighbors to the right, but it is a train station parking lot. So I do have the train station to deal with and the train. So, but yeah, I honestly, this is, my dog is actually out here. I can see my dog, but I can't see him on the camera. I'm trying to look for him. There's a parking lot in the upper right. Don't see him. Okay, the next test is the time lapse. Okay, so I set this up on my Ender 5 Plus, Creality Ender 5 Plus, and I'm going to do a time lapse of a Christmas baby Yoda. So I have it all set here. Not had really good luck with this, so let's see how at least maybe the camera will work. This is filmed to take a picture every second. So yeah, this I started late at like 8 p.m. and it will finish about 24 hours later. It's pretty impressive. I split this video up in two, shortened it a lot. I mean, it's a lot to watch, so let's just sit back and watch. I think it's pretty cool watching something like this that normally moves really slow, sped up. All right, I guess the final test is me, right? A lot of people use these, action cameras as selfie sticks and stuff like that. And if you watched, my channel, you know that I'm a kind of a fan of Wi-Fi enabled cameras, and especially the DJI for being able to pan and tilt remotely. And I'm doing that right here. I'm just wanted to double check that I'm centered at least enough on the camera. And right now, testing the audio. I have no idea how the audio is. Actually, the audio picked up pretty okay in the case. So, at least more than I thought it would. Bear did a pretty good job as my demo, and I ran it through its paces. We see that it can handle water. I didn't want to put too much heat on it with doing the coffee thing. Ran through the dishwasher as my rain test. And we filmed outside in the dark. As you see, it's not that great. So that's definitely where this thing falls short. You don't want to use it as a dash cam, even though they say you can. You can turn it upside down, blah, 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 and it has that setting to reverse it. It comes with all these accessories. So $40 out of the box, you get a lot. And 2 batteries, you can run it for practically 2.5 hours. You can actually run it non-stop and keep on charging it. handles up to a 64 gig SD card. You know what? Overall, I'm pretty impressed with this thing. Like I said at the beginning of the video, not everyone has the cash flow to buy a GoPro or DJI or any of these high-end cameras for action, right? We go four-wheeling. I would hate to lose a $400 GoPro when it's just double-sided tape to my helmet or something. So here, I think is a great alternative. I call it disposable because it is. You know what? You get this camera and a 32 gig SD card, you got a $50 camera, and it does a lot. So hopefully this audio is okay. Looking on the app at myself, I can't tell right now how the video is of me. I'm inside a poorly lit garage and with another failed print. So I have a power supply issue. So, all right, I thank you for watching, and please subscribe and share if you like, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you.